navigation options of Canvas are the navigation options that are present no matter where you are in the application. For the Greencastle instance of Canvas, those are found on the left side in this gray bar. Going from the top, they are Account, Admin, which will not be visible to teachers, it's only visible to a few administrators of Canvas in the district, Dashboard, Courses, Calendar, Inbox, Commons, and Help. I'm going to run through each of these and show you a few key elements of each of the navigation options. We'll start with Account. If you left-click once on Account, you will see there are Settings, Notifications, Files, ePortfolio. You also have the ability to log out or the ability to hit X and go back to the global navigation or whatever other portion of Canvas that you may be in. If you click on Settings, the very first option, and left-click once, it will take you to the Settings menu where you will actually have the Notifications, Files, Settings, ePortfolio, and Browse NBC Learn. So essentially everything that is shown in that first menu is shown right here. If we start at the top with Notifications, you can set your notification preferences. Canvas allows you to be notified in one of four ways. You can be notified right away, you can be sent a daily summary, you can be sent a weekly summary, or you can choose not to have anything sent to you. Notice everything will be sent to the email address you have listed here. For example, you see that my due date, I do not receive any sort of notification. So if a due date is coming up for something that I have assigned, I do not receive a notification for that because I feel that I'm in Canvas enough that I'm going to know when those assignments are due, so I do not receive a notification. Some things I want to be notified of right away. For example, if I make an announcement or someone else makes an announcement in class, I want to be notified of that right away, so I will immediately get an email of that. For things such as discussion, a discussion post. If you are going to do lots of discussions in your class, you may have 100 posts in a day. You probably don't want to be notified every time someone posts something. You're going to want a daily digest or a weekly digest, or you may in fact even decide to turn that off. But those are options that you will probably want to play with as you become more familiar with Canvas. When you are starting off, you may just want to leave the defaults the way they are, but as you start using Canvas more often, this is something that you are certainly going to want to know and understand how to use. Below Notifications, there are Files. Canvas has its own filing system, just like Google Drive or just like Microsoft OneDrive or just like a computer's hard drive or a flash drive. You can store files here, you can create folders. That will be covered later in the class, but this shows you all the files that you have created and how you have them stored, whether you have them stored in folders or if they are just loose individual files. Going back again, if I go to my settings and I actually access settings, there are a couple of things that are very important right here. If you would like to change your picture, you can. You can click the little pencil icon right there and you can change your picture. Also, if you have not used Canvas in the past, you probably have not registered Google Drive. Very important that you register Google Drive. This allows you to create, share, and receive Google Drive files from students in your class. So if you have not done that, please make sure that you register Google Drive. It may ask you to sign in once you click the option that is there. Obviously, mine is already registered, so once you have registered, yours will look like mine does right there. Below Settings, there are ePortfolios. At this point, we don't really have anyone in the district who are using ePortfolios. This is something that is really nice feature of Canvas. That is a really nice feature of Canvas, rather. If you would like to create a portfolio, you can have students create information for a portfolio and work for a portfolio, and that can continue with them throughout their entire academic career. So they can build an entire portfolio of information, and they can store that and keep that as they move from class to class. It is an option for students. We don't really cover it in this class. It will be covered a little bit later on in one of the advanced classes. And last is Browse NBC Learn. If you've not used NBC Learn, it's very similar to Discovery Education. It is a feature that comes with Canvas, and you can filter by grade level and by subject, and you can see what sort of videos there are that are provided within NBC Learn, and they are designed for the K-12 environment. Some of them are short clips, some of them are entire movies, but you can choose what you want to look within NBC Learn. And that more or less covers the account option within the global navigation system of Canvas. Again, directly below account is admin. You will not have that on your screen. That is just possessed by a few people in the district who have administrative privileges for Canvas. Below Canvas is dashboard. If you left click once on dashboard, it will take you to the dashboard that shows you all of your current classes. So these are all the classes for which you are a teacher or for which you are a student. And if you have multiple classes, you can scroll down on the right side and you can see all the classes for which you are a teacher or a student. If you click the three dots, in the upper portion of the screen, you can modify the dashboard so that we go from what is called a card view, which is what is shown, to recent activity. So this shows you the most recent announcements, the most recent discussions. And you can also choose to have a color overlay if you would like, which adds a color overlay to all of the pictures. I personally do not like that at all, but you can choose that if you like that. Once you have chosen the layout that you like, it is important to notice that on each course card there are a few different options. So notice that you can go directly to the announcements of a class by clicking the bullhorn. You can go directly to the assignments by clicking the paper with a pencil. You can go directly to the discussions by clicking the two text icons there. Or if you have files, if you choose the folder, you can go directly to the files that are shown. So those are shown on each course card. For example, you can see this course right here. I have all 4 of them. You can click to go directly to those options within that course. On a course itself, you can click the 3 dots and you can give the course a nickname, and you can apply a different color if you would like a different color to be the background for that course. On the right side, you have what is called the activity stream. This shows you any events that are coming up or any recent feedback. Right now there is nothing for me, but as you start developing items with your Canvas courses, you will see things that will start to show up here. Also, you can start a new course. Please be aware that you will never need to start a new course for a course that you have enrollment generated by Skyward. If Skyward generates an enrollment, you will not need to create a course. That is created automatically for you in Skyward. However, later on in just a couple of modules in this class, we will talk about building a sandbox course. You also may find that you want to build a course for professional development, or you may want to build a course for a group or a club you sponsor at school. In that case, you would need to use the Start a New Course option. And below that, there are view grades. You can click to view the grades and it will take you to the gradebook. Again, that is something that will be covered later on. But that's a basic introduction to the dashboard and the options that are shown within the global navigation section entitled Dashboard. Just below Dashboard, in the Canvas Global Navigation bar, are courses. And if you left click once on courses, you will see an alphabetical listing of all of your courses. These are the same courses that are shown on the dashboard. There is one notable change. At the bottom, there is the All Courses option. If you left click once on that, it will take you to a list of all courses for which you have ever been a teacher or a student within Greencastle Community Schools since we have had Canvas. This shows what are called past enrollments and concluded enrollments. And if you scroll down through those enrollments, you will see that some courses are starred and some are not. The starred courses are the ones that show on your dashboard. A lot of times students will lose a course. If they lose a course, this is most likely where the course has disappeared. They have unstarred the course and it no longer shows in their dashboard. So in order to access the course, they would need to go to the courses option, select all courses, locate the course, and then put a star on that. Also, sometimes students will accidentally star a concluded enrollment. So if they're in English 9, they may still be showing English 8, and that's because they have again somehow unstarred English 9 and they have starred English 8. And this becomes a problem for students when they cannot find their courses. So it's important that you know how to show students to find their courses in the proper location. And depending on how active you have been in Canvas and how long you've been here, you may have upwards of 30 or 40 courses that are showing in Canvas. But again, most of these are concluded. You can't access the information directly, but they're showing you they're there, and you can view the content, and if it needs to be retrieved, it can. After about 3 years, we tend to cycle the courses off, and so they disappear. So right now we have everything back to the 2015-2016 school year. When the 2018-2019 school year starts, we will get rid of 2015-2016. But you see all the courses here, and all the ones that are starred are the courses that are showing on your dashboard, and if they're not starred, they are not showing there. Please note you can also add a course here, but again, please be aware you only create courses for things such as extracurricular groups or professional development. You do not create a course for something that has a Skyward enrollment. Just below the courses option is the calendar option. If you left click once on calendar, it will load the calendar that is unique to Canvas. This calendar stores items that you create, so when we start creating assignments and discussions and those sorts of things within Canvas and you apply a due date, that will appear on your calendar. It will also appear on students' calendar. So when you create something, it will appear on both your calendar and on students' calendars. As you can see right now in May 2018, there is nothing showing as I have nothing due at the moment. However, if I toggle to August, and I turn on the Canvas 1 course, I will see that all the assignments for this course are due on Friday, August 3rd at 11:59, as that is the last Friday before the start of the school year. So all of those assignments are showing right there. And I can turn those off again by just turn that calendar on or off right there. I can also view the calendar feed if I wanted to do that in something such as Google Calendar or iCal or Outlook by clicking right there and establishing the link. So if you want to take that to another calendar service, you could do that as well. But this is the this is the Canvas calendar, and it will show you all the items you create within Canvas. And once you apply due dates to assignments, to quizzes, to those sorts of things you will be creating for students, this is where those deadlines and dates will appear. Below the calendar tool in Canvas is the inbox. If you left click once, it will take you to the inbox. The inbox is essentially Canvas's email tool. It is a tool that is built directly within Canvas. So here you can see all of the messages that I have received. I can view those by a particular course. I can view my inbox, I can view my unread, my starred, my sent, my archive, or my submission comments. So essentially this is just an email application that is built within Canvas. I also have the ability to compose an email to any student or teacher who is associated with one of my classes. And if I select a message, I have the ability to reply to that message, to reply all, to archive it, to delete it. I have the options to mark it as unread, forward, or star. So very, very similar to an email program. Later on in the course, we will learn about options where you can email all students who have, for example, not turned in an assignment, or all students who have scored below a certain level in an assignment, and it becomes a very easy way to communicate and let students know that they are missing an assignment. And when students log into their Canvas, they will see that they have an unread message, and when you start receiving messages, you will see those as well. So much like the icons you might see on a phone or a tablet, you will see that you have unread emails right here with a little dot that appears next to the inbox icon. So that is the inbox. It's very similar to an email tool. If you've used the functionality of email, you know how that works, and this is exactly that tool just built into Canvas. Directly below the inbox is the Canvas Commons. If you left click once there, it will take you to one of the greatest resources within Canvas. The Commons are a place where, as it says, you can find, import, and share ideas. So you can find things that other teachers have created, you can import those into your courses, modify them if you want, or keep them as they are, and you can share great ideas that you have. And when you share ideas, you can share them with just people in our school corporation, or you can share them with the whole world at large, or you can just share them so that you're the only one that has access to them. But you can see here there are entire courses, there are modules. If you haven't used Canvas, you may not know what a module is yet. We'll get into that later on in this course. Assignments, quizzes, discussions, pages, documents, videos, audio, images, all of those can be found, imported, and shared if you have them. And you can also filter a number of different ways. So you can filter by the type you would like, the type of resource you would like to have here. So if you just want a quiz, you could choose the quiz option, and then you can choose the grade level that you want. So if I wanted a quiz that's applicable to 7th and 8th grade, I could do that. And then I can choose the quiz that best suits what I want to accomplish. And notice I can remove those filters by clicking the X right here. I can also search if I have found something in the past, or whether it be a teacher or an institution that has created items, I can choose those and search those out using the search feature right there. So that is the Canvas Commons. We will explore that a little bit in the Canvas 1 course, but it will become an integral part of how you use Canvas in Canvas 2 and Canvas 3. So the Commons are there. We're not going to spend a lot of time searching them today, but I want you to be aware of how to access the Commons, because as you start building your level of knowledge in Canvas, the Commons is a place you're going to turn fairly regularly. And the last item on the Greencastle Community Schools instance of Canvas in the global navigation bar is the Help option. And if you left click once there, you will see there are a number of options. You can ask your instructor a question. So students have this ability as well, but you can ask a question to me by typing that right there. You have Search the Canvas Guides, which I'm going to come back to. You can report a problem. That is a service ticket that goes directly to Canvas, and Corey and Stacy and myself will be notified if you submit one of those. You can ask a group of Canvas community experts, or you can submit a feature idea. And I will say, to submit a feature idea is pretty neat, because they actually, once a week, they being Canvas, once a week, will publicize some of the better known submit a feature ideas, and many of the ideas that have changed Canvas have come from users. So don't feel just because you have an idea it's going to be overlooked. I would strongly encourage you to submit that. Canvas is a very responsive company. They reach out to people frequently, and if you have an idea, please put it there. But I would like to jump back to Search the Canvas Guides, and I mentioned this at the beginning of class, but the Canvas Guides are a phenomenal resource, and if you're not using them, you should be. If you click there, it will take you to this location, and we have a number of options right here. There's a guide using the Commons, the guide using Canvas. There are video guides, so if you like video guides, you can choose those for instructors or for students, and they're Some of these are just a few minutes in length and others are 10 or 12 minutes, but there are a number of resources you can use here. And back on the main page, if you just go to the Canvas guides, there is literally a written guide for everything. So if you're the instructor of a course and you want to know how to create a chat, or you want to know how to set up the ePortfolio, which I mentioned earlier in this video, or you want to know how to add or subtract people from your course, those options are all shown right here. There is literally a guide for everything. So if you're not using those Canvas guides, I would strongly encourage you to do that. Certainly you can reach out to me as the integrator, but if you just want a quick answer, it is going to be found in those Canvas guides. And I use these all the time myself. If there's something I realize that I've not explored in Canvas, I will go there looking for those. So please feel free to use that aspect of the global navigation to reach the Canvas guides. The others are great as well, but I would point that one out as an especially useful resource.